All right, all right. I don't think I really need to introduce him. Look who we done bumped into at PAX. Go ahead and say your name.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's the one and only hip-hop gamer, Hot 97. We out here, Console Kings, baby. What?
Right on, right on. So now, we had a little bit of a conversation going on before, and we had to pause it because we wanted to get it on film. Now, you're telling us about Resident Evil.
Yes.
Now, if I remember correctly, IGN gave that game a
7.7.
7.7.
Which is an embarrassment to the game industry, and it's an embarrassment and an insult to the work that was put into that game. And all I'm trying to say is, like, in the industry, you know what I'm saying, people have their opinions and the right to say whatever they want, and that's fine. But we also have a right to challenge someone's opinion to see how good they are at their actual craft. You understand what I'm saying? That's like having an artist come on a radio show and you say, well, since you're an artist and you're a rapper, freestyle. And then they be like, oh, well, I don't really do. What? Like, this is what you're here to do, and then you can't do it when you called out? It's the same type of analogy. So to me, my argument was with this. In any industry, but we talking games now, you have games that's great, iconic games like an Uncharted 4, like, you know what I'm saying, like great iconic games, and then you have games that may be like good or average, decent, and then you got games that, hey, you need to take that back, like, to the drawing board, like, you know what I'm saying?
It needs some more development time.
You know what I'm saying? It needs some more development time. So you gotta measure greatness by something. So shout out to Kojima, who came out with PT, but when PT came out, it blew everybody away. This demo was like, how the hell are you making people go crazy? And it's just a demo. And then Resident Evil come out, it's a full game. And dude, listen to, look, you hold the belt real quick. Let me get the mics. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now, son. Resident Evil 7, within the first hour of this game, and when we rate games, you got graphics, gameplay, features, sound, fun factor. In every category, Resident Evil 7 is stellar. It's on a whole nother planet. There's no other game on the market right now that you could compare or compete with that game, period. Scare factor, like the way they setting up the story, the lore. Like, and then on top of that, in the beginning of the game, very beginning, the graphics, you gonna think you're looking at like a movie coming on, like a movie trailer is coming on. And then you're in the car, and then you realize that you can actually move the camera, and it's like, that's the real game, that's the graphics, it will blow you away. So to me, I just feel like when you have that level of talent and they work that hard, it's an insult to devalue greatness. And I feel like if you don't like a game, or if you grew up on Resident Evil being a certain way because it was third person, and then they had this, and now it's first person, so it don't feel like Resident Evil because you didn't grow up on that, that's fine. But never let your personal feelings, emotions get in the way of facts and the realization that they recreated and brought back this game in such a way that we never thought was possible for the Resident Evil brand. Give them their props. A 7.7 is a slap. That's like if you dating a girl, right? And like, let's say she down on her luck, and you paying the bills, taking care of her kids for her, and do all this other stuff. Now, I'm not saying you doing it to get something in return, but if she turn around and say, oh, he's just a regular average dude, what? A regular average dude ain't doing that for you? You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you is we got to start separating good from great from iconic. Because that's what makes us love that. When we play Mario, and it has a special feeling in our heart. You want to know why? Because it's an iconic character. It's an iconic game. Mario ain't just some Joe Blow of a character that just came out. Like, you can't measure the same. So that's all I'm trying to say. IGN, I respect IGN because they allowed me to debate them on a public arena on Twitter, which normally they don't do that, but they had to do it to me because you know I ain't gonna let you live it down. I'm a blast you, and that don't mean I'm gonna actually take a gun and blast you. I'm from the hood. If you don't understand my lingo and understand what I'm trying to say, then don't try to assume or adjust or twist things in the media to make me look like somebody I'm not. You wanna know why? Because I'm the most passionate, I'm the most loving, and the source of my passion comes from my grandmother, rest in peace, who taught me how to play games since I was 4. When I say I'm the best, I'm the best. You don't get this nowhere else in the industry, period. And respect due. Props to Capcom, they kick ass. So a 7.7 is a slap in the face. And maybe you need to get a better reviewer for that game, period. And you know what's so crazy? I read the review a little bit, like I skimmed through certain parts because I didn't want to be spoiled because I didn't end the game. But some of the things that I said, the girl was saying mad positive stuff about the game. So in my mind, I'm like, how you gonna love something but then give it a It just doesn't. It don't seem right. Something is up with it.
Did you find in that article? Did she say anything or list anything that was negative?
So here's the thing. Like, the only negative thing that I came across was that it wasn't what Resident Evil was. But that's not a negative. It's just something. Just because something's different doesn't mean it's bad or it's negative. Sometimes things need something different. Look at Nintendo Switch. Love Nintendo, thank God. But even though they switched it up and tried to do something different, they still falling in the same pattern of Wii U. They utilizing a gimmick to sell you first. And don't get me wrong, I used it, it's hot, it's fire. But it's a short-term victory. At the end of the day, Resident Evil is out now. Mass Effect is coming out. Ghost Recon coming out. For Honor coming out. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out. Nintendo is not in any of those conversations. So from now to from Zelda now all the way to Super Mario at the end of the year, that big gap in between, nobody's really gonna be talking about Nintendo. That's a problem. When you have an underpowered system and you're trying to compete with the wolves, you're gonna get bit.